I bet we are back at it again, Wagwan gang. I know it's been a while since I've actually recorded, but I mean, yeah, everyone has their reasons, right? So let's get right into it. So I have BTC on weekly right now. I mean, we're in a very interesting inflection point. I just wanted to reiterate my previous thoughts. I don't know if you guys are on my Telegram on or following my Twitter, but I posted a short setup, right? I posted 61k. The stop loss was right above here. I'll give my reasoning as well as to why I took those that short and why I held it, and now why I'm actually thinking, okay, it proved its point. I got stopped out, 1% loss. Okay, no problem. Now we start focusing up on higher targets. So just assessing from the weekly view, right? When you agree here, previous all-time high, previous cycle size, boom. Normally the fun starts not this consolidation area, which I think we are currently doing. I think we're gonna have an explosive ass move upside because look, every time we broke above and held previous all-time high, look how much movement we got immediately, right? And look, I'm using this level as first as a pivotal area because look, this was the first level that capped the market, right? This was the high that formed, and afterwards, look, we deviated back below here, started nuking. Where did we start finding resistance again? Started finding resistance here again, right? And afterwards, boom, we had this dump, cycle was over, boom, everyone's crying. Where did we find support? Previous all-time high. So let's lock in. Now we have all that basis out of the way. Let's lock in on daily. Look, I really wanted to see if we can actually dump because look, if we actually nuked, where would be the next level of assessment, right? Where we would actually start thinking, okay, now that people are out, people are got wrecked, where are we going to find support? Around these areas, right? Like around here. This previous consolidation area that led to the move up. So I was thinking, okay, if we find something like this, I really thought this was going to be the level that probably takes out this level and does something like this and moves higher. But it didn't. I took a short, directional short, it didn't pan out. So just looking from market standpoint at the moment, I think more consolidation that does happen below resistance, the more bullish I do understand you can get. Because look, if it is resistance, you're supposed to come into that level area as soon as possible. And if it does go into that, it's supposed to retrace, right? Sellers supposed to buy in or people start closing their longs. So, what I do think is gonna happen right now, just seeing from a PA perspective, okay, we had this initial high here, right? We had this low, we can probably form here, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower high, anything, right? And afterwards we broke again, formed initial low, boom, lower low. So I was thinking, okay, this was going to not sustain, right? Get something like this, get another dip, but it didn't happen. So on this consolidation that I saw around here, I was thinking to myself, let's zoom in a bit. Zoom in a bit. I was thinking around this area around here. Look, we already had this line compromise, right? If we were going to dump, it was supposed to be around here. I got baited first on this initial move, but I honestly should have closed the setup as soon as we cleared this area over here. I should have, but I didn't. I held. I was strong fourth, strong headed, whatever fucking synonym you want to add. I was that. Now it went higher. So how am I going to actually get some cash out of this, right? How am I going to actually profit from this move now? So look, directionally, I think we're gonna go higher. Just from market structure, you can see if we use this criteria again, this was the low, this was the high. This was the higher low, right? And afterwards, could this be the higher high forming? And afterwards, I think probably going to go towards here and going to go higher. So let's say further down the line, 2-3 weeks from now, 2-3 months from now, how high are we going to get? If we just use this previous price action as criteria, right? We moved 4x. So let's say the same thing. Let's say 4x, right? Probably pushes up towards, let's see, towards two. I wouldn't say it goes that far. But the thing is, I do use different type of levels when it comes to price discovery, and I'm gonna show you guys as well over here. I have one chart set up. I normally just use this perpetual contract chart from BitMEX. So if you don't get the gist of it, I'll explain it to you right now. We had this cycle high, right? This cycle low, from highs to low fib levels. Now you have your range. stand out. And as soon as you start seeing resistance over the midpoint, to me that it gives more reasoning, more conviction to say, okay, fibs are actually working even towards here. You can see, right? So these are my fib level settings. Let me pull up the settings real quick. So I use this type just for now, anyways. Of course, I'm gonna explain what they actually mean, right? So if this is one range, so let's say this is a range, right? This is a range. So after price so comes and starts pulling out of the range, right? Starts exploding upwards around here. I use the same thing. I extrapolate that range, so I double it. So if this is range 1, this should be from 0 to -1. Towards here should be -1. This is another range from here to there. And from -1 to -2, that's another range. So every time we break above here, this now becomes range low. This comes range low. So how do you actually trade it? That's the question, right? So using that same thing that we said, range low, range highs, depending on where we at. So now that we broke out from -1 to -2, I don't want to add it because it's gonna get too clustered, and I don't really want to go to the settings right now and start changing it up, change colors. So you're just gonna have to use some mental gymnastics right now, okay? So if this is range lows, -3 is supposed to be range highs. So where do we start finding resistance? We start deviating over here, right? So that's just telling me if we are going to move from range lows to range highs. Normally ranges goes like this, right? If we're bearish, it does something like this, trades here, consolidates, and pushes down here, and afterwards comes back, pushes down. Same thing we can be said for bullish range expansions, right? Do something like this, boom, comes back higher, boom, retests higher. So just using that same thing that we just said, from range lows to range highs, as soon as we clear above here and start holding, I think we now set the tone to go to 87k. And above 87k, I'll make another video extrapolating the range. But for now, I think from a PA perspective, bro, this shit looks good, man. It looks really good. And if we are wrong, where are we wrong? Where should we buy the dip? The same consolidation area, right? Towards here. The same consolidation area is where I would look to buy the fucking dip. Why? Look, price consolidate over here, and there is a lot of trading, selling. So as soon as there's consolidation, you can use this level here as range highs, range lows. I mean, of course, in the greater context, these levels over here, the extended fib levels, range levels, whatever you want to call it, whichever synonym you want to call it, donkey ass, I don't care. Just know it can be a range and a range, but these take precedent, okay? These are for expansion. When you're searching for the daily and you're going for lower time frames, I suggest you use these levels. It's a lot better. So where would I buy, right? If we do come towards here, even here we're finding some type of resistance. If we something like this, come here, boom, I put my stop loss over there and bid the retest over here. Or as you've seen on the daily, we have a little order block over here, right? So you can also see, probably set up something like this. Let's say I'll take longs over here, stop loss over there, and boom, I'm targeting. Where am I targeting? If we are bullish, right? First level of take profit should be above here, just above here, right? At the range highs, because again, this is range lows at the moment. One range. So if we do get filled, first take profit here, second take profit, third take profit, fourth take profit, and afterwards we'll see how it reacts over there. But what does this mean for alts? I'm glad you asked. Let's see how total market cap is doing right now. Again, gives a very different outlook, right? This is total including BTC, so let's go to total too. Whole different perspective. Let's chart it out fresh. Go to quarterly. Just from the quarter, I'm gonna mark out some levels. Same thing, right? So why don't we test out the same range, right? From here towards there. Now you can start expanding. Add them levels. Okay, does it seem? I mean, come on, right? kind of gives it into perspective how far less the entire alt market cap is doing. To be honest, just this just proves that BTC is outperforming every single other asset right now when it comes to crypto. So as soon as BTC.D starts dying, we're gonna see one of the craziest alt seasons ever. I swear to God. Because again, if we're using the same basis, right? Every time we expand it above here, because again, this was range highs, this is range lows. Every time we expand it, look how much expansion we did, right? From previous cycle lows, previous cycle highs 2x. So again, if we do come towards above here, we should expect another 2x, right? So it's gonna get crazy. So this probably tops out like 5-6 trillion. And right now, you can still extract just from this chart like 5-6x, right? But again, that's gonna translate into your shaders doing numbers as well. Probably gonna have a crazy on-chain season. Probably not gonna be like 2019, 2021, but I mean, you gotta start somewhere, right? You gotta start somewhere. So just from the same perspective we just saw Bitcoin probably do 2-3x from here comfortably. But I mean, would you really try to buy one BTC right now, 65k, 66k, if you're not actually doing lev trading? I mean, you can probably maximize your gains a lot more. Of course, probably gonna involve more risk, but the same thing is more risk, more fun, more profits, right? I mean, it goes hand in hand like a firm handshake. So, I've been trading mostly on chain, but I do think probably the most things there's gonna be Sol. We're gonna have an Ethereum season as well, and we're gonna get the tsunami wave, boys. We're gonna get the tsunami wave. I really feel like Sui is gonna be one of the best outperformers. Fuck Aptos, fuck Say, who cares? So, what are my targets for this, right? I'm gonna use the same thing because this is the only data we have at the moment. This low till this high. I think probably comfortably does probably 10 USD. I can't lie. Solana did from 3.4 to 140 to 180 to 200, and previous cycle probably can do the same, right? Even though Solana has been printing all-time highs just from market cap standpoint because of the emissions, not emissions, but the inflation. That's the word. From the inflation, even though price does not reflect it, supply is still going up daily, every day. So from market cap standpoint, all-time high, but from USD price, not so. So, Sui is already printing a big fuck you candle, right? So, how do you profit from this? Any dips are for buying, especially since this could be a high, this could be a lower high, right? After we start nuking, but Bitcoin is giving us a whole different perspective, so I'm not really inclined to do that. But the thesis still remains if you really want to do it. I think at the moment we're gonna see a little dip, probably come towards here, same thing I'm using, fam. Same thing. This level here. This was the consolidation, right? Not consolidation, but this was the high that capped the market. See this high over here. See how we came, found resistance, we flipped it, turned support, we nuked, resistance, resistance, we flipped it, support. So that's telling me anytime we come towards here is probably gonna be support until we actually close below here and retest, right? So anytime you come around here, I will be looking to bid this area. Let me lower it right there. And where would be my stop loss? I'll probably put my stop loss over here. This has already been swept. If I'm wrong, we're gonna go lower. Easy as that. Sometimes you really need to detach yourself from the prospect of the trade, and just let shit be, bro. As soon as you click that button, just let shit be. If it turns to dust, bro, fuck it. If you're wrong, you're wrong. That's it. When it comes to trading, no one is wrong. You can't blame anyone. You cannot blame anyone. The only one you can blame is yourself. So that's why trading is a very self-reflectionatory job to have because bro, you set your own hours, you click the buttons, no one does it for you. So I think I'll just probably review Ethereum for now anyways, and afterwards probably be done with it. Same thing, took this L, doesn't matter. Market went lower, I don't care really. As soon as we flip this level over here, this would be a big fat deviation, right? And afterwards we go towards here and here. To be honest, now that I'm seeing it, honestly, this could be a very nice swing trade. Fuck me, this actually looks kinda nice. Fuck me. As soon as you reclaim this, I think the low is in. As soon as the low is in, even you can take like half position here, have a hard stop right there. But again, you're not gonna have the same position size that you want because of course your stop is a hella deeper. But the thing is, as soon as you reclaim here, and have a little dip, you can probably add full size there, and whatever the low is, because it's not gonna go one way, right? If it does go one way, bro, that shit's gonna be crazy. No, I'm gonna use it more conservatively. Why do I use this and not the initial, not the high? Because look, this level here found resistance. It did not close above it. Every time we tried, even though it's weekly candle, maybe a daily candle closed above it, but this level is pivotal. Every time we tried, nuked. Same thing here, right? This low over here. I'm kind of retarded. Wait, bro. Give me a sec. Boom. Support. 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 So we should find resistance as soon as we touch this, right? But the thing is, if we do take half position here, probably put my stop towards it. There. Stop there. And 50% size, right? Do something like this. We're probably gonna do something like this. This should be the low. As soon as we have another low here, you add the extra position. Now you're fully allocated. Your risk, let's say, okay, let's put it like this. Let's put it like this. We can actually visualize it better. Very shit position, right? 3R. Wow. Ooh, 3R. Wow. Ooh. But now let's actually put it like this. You go fully allocated. Average price is around here. Stop is below there. Now, boom, we have two trades already fully allocated. We're risking basically the same. The same percentage of risk should always be 1 to 2% from your portfolio. More than that, bro, you just might as well go to the casino or just hit Bon Fun. So if we do get something like this, I would probably feel like, damn, honestly, this shit should accelerate fast, and on-chain season on Ethereum should be crazy. Even L2s, to be honest, like EVM L2s should probably pull some numbers as well. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a very, 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 very good season. Honestly, October, November, December. I mean, it could be the last couple of months, but the thing is, every time the last couple of months when it comes to a cycle end, hey, that's when the fun starts, right? But the thing is, if we just look at BTC that we talked about, and we have that 4x that happened after we pulled from previous all-time high to last cycle highs, it probably should be the same again if we do have a break from weekly or monthly. Monthly is a lot better because it gives more conviction, but weekly should be the initial sign, and daily, it depends. But if we do confirm breakout, I really feel like we're gonna accelerate so fucking fast. 100k is probably in the question of getting pulled as soon as we break out, honestly, because more consolidation, the more it consolidates, the bigger the expansion, the fatter the expansion, the thicker the expansion, no diddy. So let's see. I really think if we do get a dip, like I said, I already highlighted, it's gonna be swept up very quickly. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Ciao ciao.